about division with remainders. The other day we talked about how division is just doing repeated subtraction. Today we're going to look at doing division with remainders, but also using a different strategy, which will help us get to the answer a lot quicker. So let's take a look at our first problem. Let's say we have 36 divided by 5. What I want to ask myself is, what's the quickest way I can get to this answer? Can I repeatedly subtract 5 like last week? Yes, we can, but it's not going to get you there as quickly as you need to. Go with what you know. You know your 5s, hopefully backwards and forwards. I know right off the top of my head, 5 times 5 is 25. So I'm going to say 5 times 5 equals 25. Now I'm going to take 36 and 25 and I'm going to subtract them. I know 6 minus 5 is 1, 3 minus 2 is 1 as well. So now I know 5 goes into 36 at least 5 times. So now I'm going to ask myself, how many times does 5 go into 11? I know 5 times 2 equals 10. Again, I'm going to subtract. I know 11 minus 10 is 1. So I know 5 can also go in again 2 times. So now I need to take my 5 and my 2. I need to add them together, which gives me 7. But I've got this 1 right here left over. And the only thing I can do with it is add it as my remainder, which just means I have 1 left over. Because I know 5 cannot go into 1 evenly. Let's try another one. So if I have, we'll say 45, I'll say 55, divided by 10. I know right off the top of my head, 10 divided by 55 divided by 10, I know that 10 times 5 equals 50. I know my 10s really well. So now I can subtract these two. 55 minus 50, I know only leaves me with 5. And so I'm going to ask myself, well, can 10 go into 5 evenly? No, it can't. So I know I can go in at least 5 times. But now I have what's left over, which is a remainder of 5. So 10 goes into 55 5 times with a remainder of 5. Let's take a practice round. I'll let you guys work this out. We'll say 42 divided by 5. Go ahead and work this one out on your own, and we'll see what you come up with in a minute. All right, let's see what you got. So when I think of this, I want to think of, what do I know 5 times something is going to get me really close to 42. First thing that pops in my head is 5 times 5 is 25. Now that's not super close, but it's better than repeatedly subtracting 5 over and over again. So I'm going to say 5 times 5 equals 25. Now when I subtract on this one, I've got 2 minus 5, which I can't do, so I'm going to have to borrow. So this becomes a 3, and this becomes 12. I know 5 plus 5 is 10, plus 2 more is 7. So 12 minus 5 is 7. 3 minus 2 is 1. Now I know 5 can go into 17. I know 5 times 2 is 10. I'm going to subtract these, and I get 7. So I know that so far, 5 goes into 42, 5, and then another group of 2, and now I know 5 can go into 7 one more time. So 5 times 1 equals 5. I'm going to subtract this. 7 minus 5 is 2. So I'm going to take all 3 of these. I'm going to add them together. 2 is 7, plus 1 more is 8. And then down here, I've got 2 left over. So I have 8, remainder 2. All right, so we'll do one more practice, maybe one that's a little bit more challenging. We'll do 128 divided by, we'll say, 10. Give you about 30 seconds, 2 minutes, try and figure this one out. All right, let's see what you got. There's lots of different ways you could have gotten your answer. First thing came to my mind was 10 times 10. That's such an easy one to remember. I just knew that that was 100. I'm going to subtract this. I get 28. Now I need to think to myself, how many times can 10 go into 28? If I count by 10s, 10, 20, 30, so 3 times is too many, so I know it can only go in twice evenly. So 10 times 2 equals 20. I need to subtract again. That leaves me with 8. And 10 can't go into 8 evenly, so I need to take my group of 10 and my group of 2, add those together, which gives me 12. It can go in 12 times. 12 times 10 is 120. And then I have 8 left over, so it's 12, remainder 8. Let me clear that up. Remainder 8. All right, I think we're good.